Hello, hello, hello. It is must be Tuesday because I'm here and maybe you're there. I do not know. Let's do it all again. Andrew's in. He says evening, and so's Renee. And Liam says, "Hey there, I'm looking forward to being able to watch tonight." And is not able to. Oh, live. Okay, well you don't retract it, Liam. Don't retract it. I just read it. That's not fair. Yeah, so you're in live. That's good. Glad someone's alive. So yeah, I've got a bit of a sore eye, so don't worry. So try and whatever you do, if I draw your attention to it, you'll ignore it, all right? Again, it's one of those things with the old type 2 diabetes. I get the odd eye infection, which is lovely. So it's like there are hot needles poking in my eye. But hey, that's not your problem. That's my problem. Sympathy through the screen. Sympathy. So yeah, Harry's in. Harry's been busy. He's been rehearsing with that there Asia. He's at, was it Rockfield, I believe? I've seen various postings. He's a resident rock star. He's pulled himself away from the mirth and merriment of making music to join us tonight. We are honoured. We are honoured with your presence, and good luck with the upcoming concerts that he's doing at Trading Boundaries. There you go. So I know it all, you know. It's all in there. We didn't script that. Harry will say, I just did that off the top of my head because I take notice of things. It's it. It's what you do. It's what you do. I'm wasted. I'm wasted here in front of you lot. I'm wasted, I am. But yeah, good luck for that. He's got some big gigs coming up, and then I think it's off to Japan where they do it all again. So Asia is alive and well. It might look a bit different, but they're doing the tunes, and that's what the people want. Andrew says, have bought the Kraftwerk 50th Blu-ray. Seems strange in 5.1, but great. Yeah, I was toying with the idea of that. I was toying with it. You know, I was gently caressing and fondling the idea of buying that. But then I thought, wait a minute, it's Kraftwerk. Do they have the scope for 5.1? It's a bit flat. You know what I mean? They're a bit of a flat band. And that's the whole point with the whole analogue, you know, monophonic synthesizers. They're not a band of vistas. It's very kind of... You know what I mean? When I do that, you know what I mean? It's like that. I'm glad it works out for you. I'm glad it's working out for you. No, I didn't go for that one. No. So no, I didn't. I don't know if it's worth investigating. I don't know. Ooh, gurgle. I don't know. Andrew says Autobahn, yeah. Fan auf der Autobahn. Fan auf den Autobahn. But I prefer Trans-Europe Express. I'm just saying. Trans-Europe Express. I'm just saying. That's the one. Liam says, hey, sorry about that. The internet went a bit mad. That's fine. About meant to say not being able to watch these live very much. So glad to get to watch one live. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad someone could be bothered. You know, just the you know, the old faithful come in. We commune once a week. We commune. We hang out. We get together, and we chew the proverbial fat or cud. Which would you prefer, fat or cud? That's the question. Harry says first concert was Kraftwerk, Manchester Velodrome, 2009. Did you have to take your bike? Did you have to do laps whilst they played? I'm surprised they haven't done that. All the audience have to like pedal around whilst they play in the middle. Because didn't they do the Tour de France thing? I'm sure they did something with bicycles. I'm sure they did. He says Harry adds radioactivity wins it for me. Spooky and atmospheric, followed closely by Trans-Europe Express. I just remember. Let me paint you a vivid picture. It is the late 90s. Yeah, I think it's the late 90s. It feels like it's the late 90s. or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the 2000. I don't know. It's longer than 25 years ago, right? And see, I'm beginning to think it wasn't the night. I'm thinking it might have been the 2000s, and that me and the missus, we ventured back to the old stomping ground, the old stamping ground in Leighton. And I'm sitting in the car. Listening to Trans Europe Express on the old CD player. And the missus is gone to the Fortune House Chinese restaurant to pick up our order. And it's taken a bit of time because it's very busy, very popular. It's taken a bit of time. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to Trans Europe Express. And it's raining. And the rain is pitter-pattering on the window. Right? And then there's car headlights kind of passing by. And for a moment, I felt like I was there. I felt like I was on a train. Because you know how lights moving and, and pitter-pat, very atmospheric. But you had to be there. It was really, it was good. It was really good, it was. It really was. Renee says, I saw them once in my hometown. Great show. Andrew adds, the drummer from Blondie has died. Yeah, Clem Burke, he passed away. 72. But I'm still here. You can take consolation that I'm still here, folks. So, that's all right. But yeah, apparently he was having a private battle with cancer, and it got the better of him, unfortunately. Again, a powerhouse of a drummer. And there we go. None of us are getting any younger. Harry says, Team GB actually cycle around the track whilst they play Tour de France. There you go. I knew there was cycling in there somewhere. I knew bicycles were involved somewhere along the line. I don't know what else you want to talk about. Payne says, phew, you're still here. Where else am I going to go? Seriously, what else am I going to do with my life? The highlight of which is I'm planning to get bloods taken again. I'm just trying to plan the best time. Because the doctor says you've got to have blood tests again. So, oh, great, here we go again. And though Sunday night we was on the dog walk, I felt a bit weird. Well, weirder than usual. I felt a bit faint, and my bloods crashed. I got back. My bloods were like 5.2, which is the lowest they've ever been in the sugar department. Now 5.2 is normal for regular folk, but for me it's like I didn't feel too well. I felt a bit faint. Yeah. But I see these new tablets. You see, they're doing a remarkable job, and I'm popping the pills, and there we go. So yeah, great. So I've got to get my bloods taken again, which will be fun. But it's complicated because the NHS, the dear old NHS, it's not what you think it is. There's various trusts, and my doctor belongs to a certain trust. And if for me to have my bloods taken, I've got to travel all the way to Epping, or all the way to Harlow, and I can't walk those distances. That's just a little bit too far for me. However, there is a surgery just round the corner from where I go, where they take bloods regularly, and I can get an appointment. I can get an appointment tomorrow, but if I wanted one at Epping, end of month, that's a long time. But I can just go there tomorrow. But when I turn up, they're part of a different trust. And the guy got sniffy with me before, and he went, you're not meant to be here. And I went, but anyway, it worked out fine because the results got through even quicker. So I'm toying with the idea of booking that and just fronting it out again and going, you're all the NHS, aren't you? Or is there something you should be telling me? Or make quick with the blood, Tonto. I don't know. I'm working on it. However, there is a third option. Ooh, this is where life gets really interesting, because they're just over there, there's another surgery, big surgery. I go there for my eye test, which I had a few weeks ago. You'll be happy to know, no retinopathy, no diabetic retinopathy. My eyeballs are so good that I don't have to see them for another 2 years. Hey, so that's it. You'll be happy to know that I'm not going blind. Stupid, but not blind. So anyway, over there, where I had my eyes tested, they've got a walk-in clinic where you can have your bloods taken. Oh, this sounds exciting. Now, they had one this morning, but I couldn't go this morning because, I was doing other things. But Wednesday and Friday, first 30 that turn up. It's like I'm getting a fucking ticket to Oasis or something, Just want my bloods taken, And this is what you have to go through. This is the NHS, It's either far away or you've got to fight your way to the front of the queue, to the surgery just over there, which I can walk to really easily. So, Great. I don't know. Why can't my doctors just do it? Why can't I actually have a nurse there who just takes my blood? Just why can't they do that? Why does it have to be so complicated? And then last year they actually closed down the surgery that did the bloods as part of that NHS trust. Oh dear. So this is top quality YouTube entertainment. You don't get this anywhere else. You don't get this with those young folks. No, you don't. Here you get old men complaining about blood tests on the NHS. Now that's quality. That is. That's quality. That's life experience. You can't buy that. You can't buy that shit. You can't buy that shit. So there you go. Harry says, "Oh, I did that." Payne says, "Oh no, I've done that." And Andrew says, "Val Kilmer, Top Gun. Yeah, that was a great show." So I says, "A couple of big deaths in the past week, but rest assured, folks, I am still here, hanging on. There you go. You'll be happy to know." Payne says, "It's the over 50s health hour, indeed." I'm still waiting to get my bowel results back. I'm looking forward to that. That was an experience. But other than that, I'm doing all right, really. I don't know. It's that thing, isn't it? You think you're doing all right, and then they go, "No, you're not. You're not doing all right at all." But I think I'm doing all right. I don't know. I'm just doing what they tell me. So, but it's my teeth now. And teeth are going all weird again. So, and I don't want to go to the dentist because the dentist is expensive, and I'm just going away from all the fallout. I think that's for the best, don't you? So what do you guys want to talk about? Have you got any ideas? Have you guys got any ideas? No? Saw a Minecraft movie. It cost £55 for the family to go and see that. I'll never get that money back. But Herb really wanted to see it, so I made his day on Saturday. So that was... Is it any good? It's barely a movie. It's barely a movie. Me and V, we sat there and go, what the hell is this? What is that? What? Herb loved it because it had all the things in it. But yeah, not for people who like movies, if you know what I mean. But it's pulled in over 300 million at the box office, so it must be doing something right. So there you go. So we've changed it. You see, you get a bit of culture. See what I did there? A little bit of culture in it. You see, it's just a smorgasbord, a veritable smorgasbord of gibberish. Payne says Minecraft always sound a bit German. Minecraft. That was Hitler's follow-up book to the other one. Am I allowed to do those jokes? Oh, I don't know. It's too late now. I've already done it. He was a big fan of IKEA, apparently. Did you watch the Simon Sharma documentary that was on last night, and the one that followed it? By was it Sam Mendes? Very, very powerful stuff. Very, very powerful stuff, and yeah, you should watch it. It's very, very good. And we should, again, forget adolescence being shown in schools. They should show those two documentaries back to back. But they won't. They won't do that. Won't do that. Won't do that. Fasano's in. It's how goes it. Long time. Life got a little bit busy. Good to have one. Good to have one. And Payne says his book on DIY for 1,000 years. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, it's good when you've got a life, isn't it? It stops you doing this stuff. Now, I have a life, but for some reason I choose to do this on the Tuesdays, and I do not know why. It's a strange habit, and maybe we should stop doing it. Maybe we should. So there we go. So yeah, that was interesting to see the Minecraft a Minecraft movie. It was directed by the chap who directed Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that film. Features Penguin Cafe Orchestra music. Payne says, I used to have a life indeed. Sty says, I only play Minecraft to build stuff, nothing story related. Don't think I'll see the film. What did Herb think? He loved it. He loved every minute of it. Best film he's ever seen. And so that was 55 quid well spent. It's just the cost of the cinema. It's just absolutely prohibitively expensive. But, you know, you got to keep the kids happy. You know, you got to keep them happy. And that's that. I just wish life wasn't so expensive, but here we are. It is, and it ain't getting any cheaper. There's only so far. Oh, it's only so long you can stand still, I guess. And that's it. What else was there? Oh, White Lotus finished this week. Quite enjoyed that. Yeah, been enjoying that. Again, many of you would not have watched it. That's fine. It's a minority interest, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the culmination of the stories. Even though it was a bit of a slow burner, I like a slow burner. That's not what it's about. It's about the journey, isn't it? It's about the journey. But I thought it was satisfying, even though I did call a couple of the plot points. No spoilers here. But thoroughly enjoyed it and look forward to series 4. Mind you, got Doctor Who back on at the weekend, so I don't know about that. I don't think the kids are going to join me for the review, so I think I'll be doing it on my own again. But hey, it'll be all over soon. It'll be all over soon. Andrew says, my local barmaid thought she saw me on TV. Wasn't Crime Watch, was it? It wasn't one of those artist impressions, one of those photo fits. Andrew, I've told you not to lurk around. Renee says, do you have the box set, the catalogue from Craftwork? I did, but I sold it. That was many years ago, Renee, many years ago. I was still at the other place, so it would have been pre-2014. No, that's a long time gone, you know. I'm not the greatest Craftwork fan, you know. They're all right in bits, but I really like Trans Europe Express. I really like that one, but I find some of their stuff a bit twee. I just find it a bit twee. I'm more of a Noi fan. You know that. Payne says these days kids see the Minecraft movie. No, it's a Minecraft movie, not the Minecraft movie. Very different. That's so the sequel can be called another Minecraft movie, because it has been teased at the end of the first one, and after doing over 300 million at the box office worldwide, I guarantee there will be a sequel along in a moment. He says, whereas we had Star Wars, Close Encounters of Superman. Hey, we've got Superman, July the 11th, Superman's coming back, Crypto the dog is going to be in it. There's a lovely extended 5-minute bit that you can go and watch on YouTube. I liked it. It's more comic booky rather than it being all dark, you know, I'm Superman stuff. You know, it's yeah. And when you see it, you can understand why they got rid of Henry Cavill, because he would have been ridiculous being dragged along by Crypto, the Wonder Dog or Super Dog, whatever it's called. But yeah, July the 11th, we saw a little trailer. We saw an extended trailer opening Minecraft. movie, and I'm quite up for it. There was also the live action How to Train Your Dragon, which looked really cool. Looked like a kid's version of Game of Thrones, but without the incest. So beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. But yeah, that looked kind of interesting. There's some interesting trailers. Andrew says, no, it was adolescence. It was always adolescence. Oh, you mean you were spotted in adolescence? What? What was you doing? Payne says, a college lecturer saw me on TV during the late 80s. I was walking down the street in the background, apparently. That's good. I don't know if I've ever been on television. Yeah, I've been on television, but I don't want to talk about it. You've already seen that clip anyway. Star says, she's a model and she's looking good. Have you ever reviewed Noi? I think I have. Oh, blimey. Because you're not allowed to say krautrock anymore, apparently. But I just said it. So what are you going to do? Apparently it's illegal or something. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Wake up. Noi. Yeah, Noi 75. There you go. One of the old ones. Can't read my own handwriting. Ooh. There you go. DJ says hello. Hello. Andrew says, knew I was going to be famous one day. Was it you though? Were you in adolescence? Or was it just a looky-likey? We need to know. We need to know. Sai says thank you. I didn't do anything. Trust me, I've done nothing. I did nothing. I do nothing. Payne says, do we see Cabbage Rock instead? You can call it what you want. I don't know. I'm still calling it krautrock. Yeah. If it's good enough for Julian Cope, it's good enough for me. You know? So I'm sticking with it. Sticking with it. A lookalike, that's good, isn't it? Remember, it's record store day on Saturday. That's going to be expensive. Oh God, it's going to be expensive. I'm looking at over 80 quid. It's going to be 90 quid with postage. Oh God, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I'm in too deep, you know. Like that Phil Collins song. I'm in too deep. It's not good. I don't want to do it this year. I really don't. But they've got the soundtrack to The Who's Tommy. It's in 4K Ultra HD, folks. Yes. I did start doing a review of this today, but my review was rudely interrupted by Verity, and it was ruined. So, well, it wasn't ruined. It's just I couldn't bother to finish it because, you know. But it's in all the 4K. It's in all the Ks. It's got all of them. But maybe there'll be a review one day. I don't know. Maybe not. DJ says to you about the Beatles films coming out for each band member all at once. Weird but interesting idea. Yeah, Ringo's gonna. No one's gonna go and watch Ringo, are they? Yeah, we talked about that before. I did a whole video about it. You know, because you know what I'm like. When I could be bothered, now I can't be bothered. It's the Beatles. Here we go. We did this way back on the 20th of February 2024. You know, because you know it was Sam Mendes who also directed that thing I was telling you about the British troops liberating the concentration camps. Go and watch it. It was on BBC 2 last night after Simon Sharma's thing. Very good. Very good. Go and watch it. Sam Mendes directs Beatles biopics. Boink. It's nice. I'm thanking you for the Noi review. That's all right. Watching it later. Pretty sure you can still call it crap rock. They do. Well, you know. Pain ads. That's pickled cabbage rock and roll. Gesellschaft. Yeah. And Andrew says, I did think of going around and signing a fake autograph. Why not? Why not? Pain ads. I remember being allowed to start to watch Tommy on TV with a stereo simulcast from Radio 2. I remember Tommy being on in the afternoon. Yeah, I remember it being on, like, again, I don't know if it was in the 80s, but I'm sure I watched it one afternoon. It was a rainy afternoon it was on. And being shocked that, you know, they can't show this, but they did. But yeah, got a lot of time for that film. And Verity's watched it twice, very quickly, very close together. I made her, well, I didn't make her. It arrived yesterday in the post, and I put it on to check the quality, and then we both watched it together again. She didn't intend to, but she got into it, and she went, this is a really good film. She really enjoyed it the first time. She enjoyed it the second time. She said, that is a really good film. I'm like, yes, it is. It's a really good film. And I like it. It's one of my favourites, like 2001 or whatever, you know. But there you go. DJ says, yeah, it was announced they'd drop each band member's films all at the same time recently, and the cast got announced. I think that was rumoured back last year. I think it was rumoured that it was all going to happen all at once. You know, but yeah. And it says Pink Floyd biopic would be a dream, but what's left of the band would hate having to be involved. Oh, can you imagine how dull a Pink Floyd biopic would be? Oh, God, it'd be just them sitting around getting stoned. Oh, it'd be utterly, utterly dull. Yeah, you'd have an interesting bit with Syd Barrett, and then an awful lot of dullness, then the court battle, and then some more dullness, and then the anti-Semitic years. It's, I mean, you stretch that to 2 hours. Jesus Christ, you know. No. But Sony owns Pink Floyd's likeness, so they can do what they want with it. I think it should be animated. You know, maybe like the old claymation. You know, get Aardman to do it. I'd like to see Roger Waters made out of plasticine. Yeah, it'd be very good. Payne says Pete Bester's retired. I read. He doesn't get a biopic, isn't it a shame? Isn't it a shame? Again, I don't know. Again, I think it's going to be one of these things where you see it from each band member's perspective. You know, yeah, it's interesting, but if you think about it, you know, you're going to be looking at least 8 hours of Beatles time. You know, it's like, and then there'll be the special cut where they intercut it all together. You know, it's like, make it stop. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in it, but I don't know. I think it's either going to be brilliant or stupid, you know. And it's too early to call. It's too early to call. I mean, Sam Mendes has got the chops, of course, but you know, it's got to be pretty compelling. I mean, do you really want to watch the George Harrison story or whatever? Everyone's going to be fascinated by Lennon and McCartney, I think. But yeah, Ringo's going to. No one's going to go and see Ringo. They might just squeak George Harrison, but Ringo's got no chance. And what order did you watch them in? Andrew asks, who could play Roger Waters? Oh, I don't know. It'd be really hard to find an actor who hates Jews as much as Roger Waters. That'd be pretty tough, wouldn't it? But you got to, you know, I don't know, find some right-wing actor or left-wing. Again, it's a horseshoe of hate. Remember that, where the left and the right both hate the Jews. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Wonderful. What isn't politics a wonderful thing, where the left and the right both can hate the Jews at the same time? It's just it's like poetry, isn't it? It's like poetry. But go and watch the Simon Sharma and Sam Mendes documentaries that were on BBC Two last night. Yeah. Sty says, can you imagine a yes biopic for each member? No, I can't. Imagine the poor sod that has to direct the Patrick Moraz section. Imagine that poor sod. What? He's Swiss. I can't understand a word he's saying. What? DJ says, yeah, the Sid Barrett story would work the best. The rest not so much. Well, again, you could probably tell it with Sid being the core of it, make it a cosmic story with him being the core of it, because again, his story is interwoven with the madness and the albums, very early on, through Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, The Wall, there's lots of intertwining of the Barrett mythos. They made a lot of money out of that, guys suffering, didn't you, Roger? So, you could probably have that at the core, as the heart of it. And kind of weave the other stories around it. There's a story to be told, but again, look, it's like the Queen biopic. It was bitty. But music biopics are bitty, because it's Studio Road in the 70s, That was the cycle, wasn't it? So it's not that interesting. DJ says, I saw a fan cast of Adam Driver as Roger, and I think just no. As Roger Waters? No. Payne says, a Pink Floyd biopic involves sitting around on houseboats, a tour, car collection, and an anti-civic conspiratorial rant. Indeed. There's not a lot to it, is there, really? And Richard Wright's drug problems, which he didn't have. It's all right, I can say it now, he's dead. But oh, that was, what's his name? Got into a lot of trouble for that. What was the name of the book? Come on, Google. I need your help. Yeah, Cliff Jones, so I got a bad eye. Cliff Jones, who created the band Gay Dad, wrote a book about Pink Floyd, and it's a legendary story because he was a journalist. He wrote for many music magazines back in the day, and has it got? I'm trying to find. Where's the thing about Pink Floyd? It's not on his Wikipedia. That's a shame. I'm sure it used to be. Cliff Jones, Pink Floyd. Because he wrote a book about Pink Floyd. And it got pulped. Because of legal action. But I can't find the story now because it seems to have disappeared off the internet, which is weird because it used to be there. But yeah, Cliff Jones of Gay Dad fan wrote a big book about Pink Floyd in the, I guess it would have been the mid to early 90s. It was just before, I think it's just before the Gay Dad thing. And it mentions the various drug problems, mainly of Richard Wright in it. And yeah, it ended up getting pulped because of it. But it turns out that Richard Wright did have all those problems. So I always feel that it was a little bit disingenuous, when the dust settled, and the stories were told. Richard Wright was no angel, especially how he hid his money from his wife when they got divorced. That was very, very cheeky. He's a cheeky one, is old Rick Wright. But there you go, there's a story. So they could do that. They could cover that, couldn't they? They could talk about his drug problems and how he hid all his vast wealth from his missus when they got divorced, only for the money to miraculously reappear again years later. He must have got Paul Daniels must have been his accountant. only people in the UK will get that reference. There you go. Rene says, is anyone more Beatles fan or Stones fan? Beatles for the win. I never got I never understood the appeal of the Rolling Stones. Andrew says, did they ever do this Bowie One Starman? You mean the film? I never watched that one, no. That was the unofficial one where Bowie's touring America, wasn't it? And they couldn't use any of the music. Sty says, unfortunately, yes, Bowie deserved better. DJ says, Gorillaz were meant to get a Netflix movie, and that was cancelled, which is very unfortunate. Again, it's a comedy cartoon band, so I guess it would have been animated and telling you the story of the band, which could have been fun, I suppose. But again, animation. I'm surprised Jamie Hewlett didn't just do it himself. I'm sure he could raise the cash to produce a animated film about Gorillaz. I'm sure that would have worked. Again, I'm sure Damon Albarn could have afforded it too. You don't necessarily need the input of Netflix. They could go off. I mean, Albarn is doing all right. He's good for a few quid, isn't he? I'm sure they could go off and produce an animated movie without anyone's help. I'm surprised I haven't done it already, but there you go. Payne says the Rolling Stones are a cover band who got lucky with a few of their own songs. Yeah, I've never understood. I never understood it. I mean, no, they're all right. I mean, I think they're great fun as a live band, but how they lasted so long, it's like they're like Status Quo, aren't they? Really? Yeah, I think that's about right. Rene says Beatles here also. Indeed, we are predominantly Beatles fans, I'd imagine, because we are people of sense and sensibility. DJ says there's a new Gorillaz album out in 2025, set to happen, but no official details yet. Yeah, I heard about that. They streamed one of their gigs today on YouTube as well. You can go and watch that. They've been showing clips of it. Oh God, and yeah, it's a good. It's yeah. I mean, you know, everyone knows Gorillaz. I like them. I thought again, the year when was it? You had oh crap, the last Gorillaz album and the Ballad of Darren was out the same year. And Albarn also had didn't he also have a classical album out that year as well? It's just ridiculous the amount of music that guy puts out. It's just stupid. Andrew says waiting for the one from Oasis. Indeed, Cracker Island, that was it. Oh, I quite enjoyed the album. DJ, he says Cracker Island was the last Grizz album. Was a singles had all the energy. Rest of it was a bit of a sad slog. I thought it was quite good actually. I preferred it to the previous one, but maybe that was me. I thought it was good for the dog walk. I enjoyed it on the dog walk, so there you go. Everyone has a different opinion, and that's fine. So there you go. Any more? 3 more. No? Okay. Oh, what happened? Oh dear, I hate when I have to do that. Anyway. Bing. Andrew says dog cam. She's not here. You will never see her. She goes upstairs. She's got better things to do with her time than waste it with me. You get this dog instead. This dog instead. That's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get. Da, 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 da. That dog instead. Nah, she's off. She's off. She's gone. So, did everyone pre-order their Switch 2 today? Nintendo Switch 2s? Did you? I did. Got mine. Mine's on pre-order. Very, very pleased with that. Very pleased with that. That's for the kids, of course. But yeah, it was a bit of a mad scramble apparently, but not for me. Not for me, because I pre-ordered in bed this morning whilst I was having my breakfast. I had the web page open in a tab from yesterday, Smith's Toys, and lo and behold, it said I could reserve one for collection on the day. So there you go. So I was a god. The kid Herb was so excited; he was visibly shaken with excitement. For we are going to battle each other like we did in the old days with Super Mario Kart World. Like we did in the old days. So yeah, very expensive June that will be. But I've got plenty of Nintendo stuff to sell, so not a problem. Not a problem. But yeah, we go through that weird dalliance where you have to, pre-order things that are deliberately held on shortage. But it's worse for the Americans, because the Americans have got these tariffs, you see. Everything's a tariff. And Trump's gone after China, and everything's going to be expensive. And it's really ruined the Nintendo launch of the Switch 2, because they don't know if they're going to have to put the price up or not, which I find quite hilarious. But, oh well, I'm sure everything will be just fine. Oh dear. DJ says, again, I like all the Grill albums, with the Fall of the Humans being the lower ranking ones. Yeah. And Robert says, good night, keep well. Same to you, have sweet, sweet dreams. He said, oh, this bloody eye. Oh, so I've got a bit of a dodgy eye at the moment. A bit of an eye infection, thanks to me diabetes. Again, I think a bit of grit flew into my eye the other day on the dog walk, and it's been a right bastard the last couple of days. So I'm waiting for it to erupt and clear itself. But hopefully, no one's noticed. He said, no one's noticed it. Andrew says, will the price of records go up? No, because they're not made in China, but electronics will for certain. DJ says, again, I did prefer Crackline's conceptual approach to Soul Machine. That was a bit more of a mixtape. I didn't think much of that one. I quite like it when there's like thematic things happening with those albums. There's like kind of again, it's almost like a concept album, isn't it? Really, there's these Gorillaz albums. There's usually, you feel there is like an interconnectedness to it, so that's probably why I preferred it. Yeah. Well, I need an eye patch. My eye patch is in the cupboard, unfortunately. I packed it away. I did have one before, do you remember? I did wear one for one live stream when my eye was playing up. But it's a time of year, I think it's the hay fever and everything, because I don't get these so much during the winter, but during the summer months, as we head into the time of pollen and things, I tend to get these things, and it's a right drag because they go on for days, and it's absolute pain. It really is. It's really sore, and it feels like there is a spike going into my face, into my eye. It's not very nice. But hey, so be it. I live in a world of pain, and that's fine. Yeah, Pirate. It's not really the first time. DJ says, Song Machine had more iconic songs to me, but less of a concept. A few of the rappier songs I wasn't as into, beside Pac-Man. But yeah, if I want my eye patch, I don't think I've got it to hand. Because I did have one to hand, but I think I packed it away. Because, like I said, I don't get these infections during the winter, so I probably put it away, forgetting that I'd need it again. DJ says, on the tariffs, I saw China could ban US movie imports. Shame since Microsoft's making a bank in China. Well, look, it's just my dad's bigger than your dad. You know, Trump's just. I love American politics. It's just you've got Joe Biden, not running things, and then you've got Trump running things into the ground. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It really is. It really is. Meanwhile, we have a government that just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Who just want us to be as poor can be, so they can, make lots of money. Oh well, I'm sure it'll all get better in the end. It won't. Again, this month, April, is it's going to be interesting to see how much money is left in the bank account at the end of the month, because all the bills have gone up, all of them, and I don't like it. I don't like it very much. Oh dear. Like I said, it's standing still. I don't like the fact that you stand still and you have less money. It's not like we go crazy spending and ooh, let's go crazy. We can't afford to, and it's not fair. It's not, none of it. Life isn't, is it? None of this is. Now the whole point of a government or any of these politicos is to actually make people's lives better, I thought. But none of them seem interested in that. I mean, look at Trump. He is deliberately derailing the whole world economy just so he can get cheaper interest rates, so he can clear or at least reduce the American financial deficit. That's what I reckon this is all about. And I think it's such a stupid strategy, But hey, we'll wait and see. Maybe it's a cunning plan, but you don't fuck with China. They're too big. They're too big an economy, and they make a lot of the component parts, the microprocessors, the electronics for not just the electronics we use, but in cars, every aspect of our life. There's a microprocessor in it, and the majority of those come out of China. So, if you're putting tariffs on things like that, it just affects everybody. But I'm sure it'll all sort itself out. DJ says James Cameron, his Avatar movies will suffer. I've never seen them. Andrew says try out tricks. I use boiled water and salt, and that usually brings the infection out eventually. It's just this one's a bit stubborn. It's a sty or something. That's what I get, and they just take ages to come out. It's because of the healing. My healing ability is reduced somewhat, and everything just takes forever, to get anywhere. That's what it is. Luke says, even Darren, I suggest taking one antihistamine, tablet over around 5 days, and should ease up. Oh yeah, I haven't tried that. I don't know if that works with styes though, but I could give it a go, because I feel like plucking my own eyeball out. It's been sore for the last 2 days, so I could give that a go. I have to look, see if we've got any in the cupboard. But yeah, thanks for the tip. Thanks for the tip. But yeah, keep bathing it. And the problem is it makes my eyes go dry anyway. Looking at diabetes, you get dry eye. The metformin kind of plays into that. So high health is, is a thing that you have to be aware of, But that'll be fine. But yeah, it'll be fine. I've had worse. Funny enough, I've had worse when I actually had one come up on my eyelid. I think it was on this eye, and it was just. In the end, I got a needle and I stuck a needle in it and burst the bloody thing. I wouldn't recommend you do that. I did sterilise the needle, don't worry, and just basically squeezed whatever was in my eyelid out because it was annoying me so much. I wouldn't recommend it. But even when I had to go to the opticians, and the optician noticed it and was like, "Oh, you might have to go to the hospital and have it cut out." It's like, nah, leave it to me. I love it. If I can stick a needle in it, I love it. Ew. Oh man, I just want to rub it though. This is the thing. I just want to rub my eye, but I can't, and that's why I do this. I really want to rub it so much, so I'm not allowed to. Got to be careful with it all. Oh, I forgot to say, Chris, are you in, Chris? Chris, are you there, Chris? Chris, is Chris there? Chris, are you there? Chris, I don't think Chris is there. Can anyone? Do you know anyone know if Chris is there? Is Chris there? Chris? No, he's not. I can't seem to raise him. But Chris, if you're watching, he asked if EchoNet would ever be on vinyl. That's what I've been working since last week. And you can get it there if Chris is watching, because he did ask last week. Eye patch, I don't know. My eye patch is my eye patch is in the cupboard. I think it's because I haven't bathed my eye in a few hours. It's drying out. I'm drying out. I'm drying out. So yeah, let me just show you the. Let me show you the release of that, because it's good, honest gov. Oh Jesus Christ, this is sore. Ooh. Let's see. Here we go. Let me just let me just rewind that to the front. See, look, you get your album, then you get your inner sleeve, right? It's all good stuff, right? Then you get your record, right, with your label. Look at that. And then that's the back of the inner sleeve. And then here comes the back sleeve, right, with all the bits on. I'm sure there's probably a spelling mistake in there somewhere. And that's the spine. Yeah? It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff, this is. I had to redesign it all myself. But this, you also get a booklet, 12-page big booklet with some sleeve notes. Look, some pictures. There I am in the shed, and there's Alex, and there's Verity, and there's the pin art that was the basis of the sleeve. There you go, and yeah, get them while they're hot. What's that? You want to see the CD edition? Oh, all right then. Just because it's you, I'll show you the CD edition too. Let's go back to that. And there is a CD edition as well. And the artwork is a bit smaller, obviously, because it's CD. But yeah, look, there's the inner. There's the inner. There's the CD. The original running order, no edits. Of course, you have to edit for records because the length. Got to edit for length, so there's a slight edit on Seville. Sleeve notes, before and after. I said Alex, Verity, and me. Pin art. So there you go. there you go. So if you're interested, you can get a copy while you can. Don't worry, there's no rush. No rush at all, really, because I think, well, that elastic stage makes things to order, so you don't have to worry about things. It just happens. Andrew's off. He says, "I hope your eye gets better." Yeah, it should be all right. It'll get better soon. Miner says, "I got myself the Lamb Atco CD recently. Prefer them than the 94 version, which contains the NR treatment or 07 treatment mixed with loudness. What? Night Song and Musmus can wait for another day. Haha. Okay, well, great. Thanks for telling me." Raleigh says, "Echo Net Echo, still confused?" No, there's nothing confusing. Net Echo was a companion album. Net Echo was a companion album with a completely different thing. It's completely different, he says. Honest. Look, I'll show you, he says. Firstly, he said, look, the artwork is different. Look, different. That's new. That's new. That was done specially. Different artwork. See? And different lettering, because I couldn't find the original font no matter how hard I tried. And it's got different stuff on it. These are all offcuts, because the album was, well, there were many bits to it that never made it, and many different edits and remixes, and that's what that is. It's like a remix album. So yeah, sorry for confusing you, but I know what I'm doing, and that's the important thing. As long as I know what's, you know. But as I said, it says, it explains it. It says, look, here we go. Look, see, it explains it. Look, this album is a strange beast. It features some of the alternate versions and offcuts that straddle the Echonet. Everything you have ever owned is mine albums. However, I always thought that these pieces deserved to be heard, and here they are. Enjoy. So think of it as that kind of shit that you find in a box set, but I just put it there. You can listen to it, you don't have to buy it. You know, it's just bits that were created. There were different mixes and different things, and things being pulled in different directions. And there was all these other bits that kind of straddled the two. So it's kind of there's Echonet, there's everything you ever owned is mine, and then they were kind of almost intermeshed, as I saw it, because there was some overlap, you know. And that's what Net Echo is. It's a alternate version and different album artwork. It might look the same, but it ain't. It's different. Trust me on that. It's different. It's all different. It's kind of meant to show how we got from one thing to another. You know, it's like the missing link. It's like an evolutionary thing. It's like, here we did this, and then it went to that, and then we turned it into this. So yeah, sorry for confusing you. Not meant to be confused. Don't want to confuse everyone. But yeah, if you want a copy of the original, you can get it there. I'm curious how much you make on your music. What, in terms of money? Nothing. I do it purely as a hobby. It's my hobby. I don't make any money out of it. Well, I make money out of it, but it's negligible. Okay, you want to find out? Okay, we can go to... Hold it. This gives you an idea. It's really not that exciting. Where is it? Let's go to CD Baby. And you can see just how pathetic it is being me. Why do you do it, Darren? Why? I don't fucking know. It's just something I do. Keeps me out of trouble. So I get paid. There's a pay point. I get paid for every $30 I make on CD Baby, and it's been a long time since I've been paid. So, because I literally earn pennies per play, not even that. So I'm just waiting for things to load up. It takes a while, but here we go. Look, this is how the money is made. So this is April the 4th, I believe, and you've got the YouTube. Let's see, YouTube ad supported. And yeah, you can see just how little money. Right now, there are 15 pages of this. So I'm going to put up 500. Look at that. Look. Someone that had 11 plays, right, and it earned me 0.0003 cents. Fuck, I'm going to be so rich, right? Look at that. Seville from EchoNet was played 21 times. 0.0004. Do you see? Postscript Americana, 21 cents, the same amount. Just trying to find something here. This one, look at that. Out of the Shadows, it was streamed 47 times. I earned nothing. Brilliant. I don't know how that can be a thing, but apparently it is. Virtue Undone from Pressure Point, 0.0003 of a cent. You know, so I get plays on YouTube. I just don't make any money out of it. I don't get anything off of Spotify at all anymore because I'm not deemed worthy enough of payment. Whereas in the past, I did used to. Oh, here you go. Look at that. Swallow's Rest. 694 plays. Nothing. All right. 56 plays. Nothing. And it goes on, right? So you get an idea of what that is. Why are you so bitter and cynical? Now, on the TikTok partner program, I earned $1.57, not a pound. Oh, that's good, isn't it? And here you can see the figures are slightly better. So look, this had 3 plays, and it earned me nearly 5 cents. There you go, and so on and so forth. But I don't get so many plays. But 36 plays, £1.57 or $1.57. So you can see it builds up over time, but very slowly. You know. Why bother, Darren? Why bother? I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know. Yeah, you got the same for Apple Music. You know, it's just, and that's how it works, you know. But if you buy things, then I earn a bit more money. But I ain't going to be rich anytime soon. So yeah, that's streaming for you. That's streaming for you. There's no money in it for me. And like I say, Spotify don't even recognise me as an artist, even though I might get streams on Spotify, because they introduced a paywall, and if you don't get so many thousand streams a month, they give your money to Taylor Swift, because that's fair, isn't it? That's fair. Again, that was to combat all those people flooding Spotify with AI shit and silence and whatever, so they keep the little man. And there's nothing I can do. I don't want my stuff on Spotify. It doesn't pay me to have anything on Spotify. So don't use Spotify. If you want to listen to my music, listen to it on YouTube or TikTok or Pandora or iTunes or Tidal, don't listen to my stuff on Spotify, because I get nothing. You know, it doesn't pay me for you to listen to me on Spotify, and that's a great shame. But hey, that's the way the business is. That's nothing to do with me. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't get my music taken down for there, because, you know, when you're dealing with these companies that place your music, you can't say no Spotify. It's kind of in the bundle, if you know what I mean. So hopefully that's given you an insight into just how much pissing about I do. You know, good, isn't it? DJ says, yeah, I saw you said you make very little, which does suck. Yeah, well, again, I make more when I do a CD or something, or an LP. Again, the LP thing's a new thing, but again, I only get something like £4 an LP, and I've got to get a pay. I don't get paid until I break the £25 barrier, and I'm at £19 at the moment. So I doubt if I'll ever get paid from them. So, you know, it's just the way it goes. I mean, again, I'm very niche, and it's just a hobby. It's just something I've done over the years, and I've amassed an awful lot of crap. But, you know, it's something to do, isn't it? But in the old days, it was better. It's got worse as time's gone on. You know, streaming's got worse. The support via CDs, you know, people aren't buying. People don't want to buy. They used to, but they don't anymore, because why should they? I don't blame them. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. We live in post-cultural times, and I'm writing an album about it. Well, nearly written an album about it. But yeah, again, you know, if I do stuff, if I get CDs made up or whatever, then that's the best way to support me, because, you know, I get the money or whatnot. But there was so little interest in doing that in the last few things I've done. Literally no interest at all. It's really not worth me doing that anymore. So I don't know, it makes me question a lot. You know, just what's the point of even releasing it, you know? What's the point? You know, it just becomes a vanity thing, you know. And again, it was always a bit like that, but it felt fun. It felt fun that people were enthused by it. It felt fun that people were buying a CD. Now it doesn't feel like fun. It just feels like there's nobody there and no one's interested. And that's, you know, like I said, back in 2006, 2007, I could ship a box of CDs to CD Baby in America, and I sold them all. I sold so many copies of God Pays Debts Without Money, which was a 4 CD set, and I sold so many of those, and you know, but those days are gone. I must have sold about 100 of them, you know. And that was via CD Baby. You know, this was before social media. This is before all of this. In fact, the more of this has happened, the less I do. Maybe it's because people get to know me and they go, God, he's a cunt. I'm not buying his records. He's a cunt. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm not. You just think that. I'm lovely. You know? Animals love me. My children love me. My wife loves me. I'm lovely. But you know, it's just. I think it's just the nature of all of this. You know, it's the same reason why Stephen Wilson can get to number 3 in the charts. It's because, you know, the industry is in that kind of state. Again, go and look at the official chart album lists, and you will see lots of old legacy albums knocking about, rubbing shoulders because of, I guess, they get replays on the streaming services and whatnot. And that's where we are. It's a real sad state of affairs to be with. But then it is heartening when you've got, on the other hand, you know, a Minecraft movie, you know, completely outperforming everything at the box office. It's, you know, that's interesting. Obviously, that's what people want, you know. So, but no, I still do music because it's something to do. It's something that interests me, and I'll probably continue to do music. It's just fewer and fewer people will be interested in hearing it, and that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know, what do you do? It's like doing YouTube. It's like no one's interested in what I've got to say. So there's very little point in me doing it. You know, there's very little point in me making the videos when, you know, you only want me to do certain things. The algorithm says this is what the audience wants, and even then, you know, it's very limited compared to what other people get. You know, there's a gate on what can be seen. That's fine. I just wish that YouTube was transparent like it used to be, and now it ain't, because everything's algorithmically generated and presented, and you know, it is what it is. And I don't really want to be a part of that world anymore. I don't want to be a part of it. You know, I want to just do my own thing and ignore it all. I'm really not interested in any of this stuff. I'm just quite happy to, you know, do whatever. Renee says, okay, it's different, not confusing, just different. That's all right. It's confusing. DJ says, you probably do music for the love of the art. I do it because, yeah, it interests me. It's something I've done for 30 odd years, you know. It's something I find difficult to do, and I like that, you know, whereas other things like writing's really easy for me, and I can write a novel, you know, give me a couple of weeks and I'll write you a novel. Might not necessarily be a good novel, but I can still write a novel. It'll have a beginning, a middle and the end, and you'll be able to understand it. But that comes in second nature to me. It's like breathing, you know. But music's a bit harder. I find it a bit tougher to deal with. Certain bits are tougher. You know, it all depends. Again, sometimes you can be it can just fall into place. It can just land. And, you know, it works. And you think, oh, this is good. You know. But then, you know, I do lots of stuff. It's just whether or not I deem it acceptable. Whether or not I deem it... I'm getting a bit picky now. This time around, after the first 30 years, I wasn't picky. Now I'm getting picky because I've got folders of it, and yeah, it's just something you do, isn't it? Really, just something you do. DJ says, not giving you any horrific ideas, but someone could just have bots listen to this stuff for the money. I swear, bot if I crack down on it. Yeah, that's what they did. It wasn't bots though. It was because people were uploading, well, there's AI generated stuff, but there's also silence. People are uploading like stuff that only lasted a couple of seconds and flooding the platform and whatnot. And yeah, there's the whole bot thing as well. I know that, oh God, DistroKid had some sort of artificial bot program that again could, if you took part in it, you could find yourself easily like banned on Spotify. And again, it was a way of artificially getting you listens. It was like a pay-for-play thing, but it wasn't payment. It was like, oh, I don't understand how it works, but I remember seeing it, and you know, yeah, there's a lot of massaging of the algorithm involved. But yeah, Spotify is a bit of a... What they did was just appalling, because it meant that genuine people at the smaller end found what little money that they did get just go. It just went poof, because they've given it to the more established listeners. And they say that that's fair. And you go, how can that be fair? How can my listens be given over to someone else? You know? But like I said, I can't get that. I can't get my music taken off of Spotify. I'm not Neil Young, you know. And it peeves me that, you know, that it's been that platform is held up as some great thing, because it isn't. It's not very good for artists. But you kind of have to be on it for exposure. But people are so apathetic about buying CDs or any kind of music. You're going to be pretty much in the doldrums there, you know. You know, you'll have your audience there, but I don't know if that translates into sales. And you can't also be expected for those people to buy you. You know, if they're streaming it, they've paid for the streaming thing, or they've got a free account or whatnot. They feel like they've done enough. They feel like they've done their duty, because they don't know what Spotify's doing. Nobody outside of the musicians knows just what a shitbag company Spotify are. you know. And it was bad enough before because they paid the lowest rate. Now they don't pay anything, you know. So, oh, I don't know, you know. It's frankly, but I try to ignore it. No, because if you take notice of this stuff, it would stop you. It just stop you wanting to do anything, and you know. And oh God, I don't even know why I do what I do anymore. You know, I used to think it was to produce things that people might enjoy. They might it'd be a bonus. You know, do something, put it out there. If people hear it, it's a bonus. If they enjoy it, you've done something good. But if people aren't even hearing it, if they're not even listening to it, it kind of makes you wonder what's the even point in doing that. You know, because in the old days, yeah, people could discover you. They might even find you on YouTube. They might even find my videos on there. But even that's kind of tailed off a bit because there is so many other people doing it now, and you become again the pool is thin and wide. Very, very wide, and yeah, it's just the nature of the beast, I think. So I don't know. Just keep doing what you're doing. It. Just have fun with it, I suppose. And I'm having fun. I'm doing these songs. It's been. It amuses me. It amuses me. I'm amused by it, and and when I croak. It's done, isn't it? You can do what you like with it then. So yeah, but yeah, it's all a waste of time. Like everything in life, everything's a waste of time. Oh God, it's got depressing again. Yeah. So any more for any more? Or should we just end it there? Any more for any more? No? Okay. How many people in? Not that many, I imagine. 15. That's not too bad. Again, I wonder about the time difference because we put the clocks forward. Has the rest of the world put the clocks forward yet? I know America might have been left behind. But I don't know. It's all gone quiet out there. Okay then, obviously your silence is deafening. I shall wish you a good night, alright? Thank you for joining me. Hopefully it hasn't been too depressing. Hopefully it hasn't been too miserable as I question the meaning of life, of my life, and what's the bloody point of it all. What's the bloody point? To be annoying, I think. Just to annoy everyone. And yeah, I suppose we'll do this again next Tuesday, eyeball permitting. And yeah, have fun. Have fun. We'll do this all again soon. Remember, folks, if you can't be... Oh, the foxes. Foxes are having sex. Foxes are having sex. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. If you can't be good, be safe. I hope those foxes are having safe sex. And we'll do this all again soon. And more importantly, no, it's not sad. It's not. Look. I don't care about it. The thing is the old days, the music used to pay for itself. And when I mean pay for itself, it would cover the 30 or 40 quid it cost me to get it published, right? It doesn't do that anymore now. So I'm minus. God, those foxes are really giving it a good one. So yeah, the release used to pay for itself. In that this is already paid for, right? This is paid for. The equipment is paid for. So it cost me that to make the music. There is zero outgoings when it comes to actually sitting down and making music because this is the studio. So it cost me nothing. But it usually costs me about 30 to 40 quid to like electronically publish it, to get it onto Spotify. Why? But now it would take me, I don't know how many years to get that money back. Again, I used to make some CDs or whatnot and try and sell those on the Bandcamp page, but that is a diminishing audience. And again, I don't blame them. Why would you? Why would you support me? I'm no one. I'm not a proper musician. I'm not Elton John or whatnot. So I understand that, you know. But and I understand, you know, people have it tough. It's fine. You know, so you just carry on. I mean, look, if I could give the CDs away, if I had money, if I had the means, I would just say, send me your address, and I'd send you the CD. You know, but I've got to make a little bit of cash. I have to make a little bit of cash to support it. You know, it's just, it needs to support itself, and that's the problem. It no longer supports itself. You know, and I'm not complaining. It's just the way it is. It's just this post-cultural society we live in. You know. Meanwhile, the record industry can just, all it does is flood the market with more expensive reissues over and over and over and over again, and have no interest in fostering and investing in any other talent. They're just riding the legacy train to the bank, and it's all going to collapse one day. It's all just going to go like a souffle, and that's why all the legacy artists sold their catalogues off. You know. Anyway, it's a false ending. I did an ending and I didn't go. So anyway, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Everything's good as long as I can walk the dog. I'm fine. You know. Yeah. I did over 7 miles today. Done nearly 50 miles this week, so hey, the legs are working, yeah? So I'm happy with that. The most important thing is, as I wrap this up again, is don't tell your mother. No.